Oh, hey guys, sorry if I seem a little distracted. I'm too busy admiring camera number 2. That's right, the Trial and Error podcast is now 2 cameras deep. We've leveled up, and it's f***ing ecstatic. And you know what else is f***ing ecstatic? I'll tell you, camera number 2. It's this upcoming episode of The Tap. As Captain Danielle Smith and Austin Calvert, and myself, of course. And we're all part of this running group we like to call the Pain Cave. We send each other texts and a bunch of motivation, and we get into some running stories. It may not seem like much, but Danielle was attacked by a goddamn dog, camera number 2, a dog, and she survived. She tells the tale, and then we quickly transition into poopy stories and other ridiculous things that have happened on the trails. Let me tell you something else. It's only part 1, baby. This episode is so big, moist, and juicy that it can only be told in 2 episodes. Excuse me. It's part 1 of Runners Gone Wild on the Trial and Error podcast.
I'm ready!
All right, are we ready? All right, you guys do whatever you gotta do.
Oh God, I hope I don't
The tap
backwards.
has begun. Let's
Okay.
Pain Cave is the name of this group text. Everybody, thank you for being here. This is great. We're here at 211 Anderson Avenue.
I love how you sent us the address like we all didn't know.
No,
exactly
I
where
asked
you
him.
lived.
I asked him. I had no idea.
For the address?
This is my first time here.
Oh my God.
Actually, Aaron, that's a false statement. You came here Youth Day like 5 years ago.
I did?
When we bought the house and there was nothing in it, and we just all randomly, we were drunk and we just walked in here and I showed you guys like the bones of it.
Really?
We just closed escrow on it.
This is news to me.
Yeah, you were pretty
God.
drunk, so maybe you don't remember, but
Did I enjoy myself?
Joe, you might want to
very
move.
much so.
You're getting smoked out.
What a piece of shit. This episode of the Trial and Error podcast has a live studio audience, a.k.a. Keith and Joe. Some guests here. We have some returners. Who are you, sir, with the multiple glasses?
Calvi here.
Calvi.
Reporting for duty.
Reporting for duty, sir?
Kaplan.
Kaplan. You two returners to the show. But we have a new blood. We have someone that doesn't have testicles finally on the show! Formerly Danielle Murphy, it's Danielle Smith. I changed it a couple months ago. I was like, Danielle Murphy, oh my God, I gotta change it to Smith. Finally changed it in the phone.
Yeah,
now it's official.
You're not the only person. There's lots of people I know that still have me as Danielle Murphy.
It just, I don't know, the name just kind of flows, right? And then, but Smith works too.
That's because my lineage is far more superior than Cap's. So then, like, when you think about Smith and adding the Smith.
Why don't you take her last name? It wasn't gonna work.
No, sir.
Just kidding. I love that I'm a Smith. I do.
There was a time like Debbie announced it. She was Debbie, my mommy, said she was a Gertz long as she was a Thomas. You will reach that threshold where it's like,
I will reach that threshold.
You are this new person.
I will be 18 years from now, I guess. Huh?
Yeah.
You're on the clock.
We're on the clock. I don't know. We'll be married 6 years this October.
That's crazy.
6 years.
That's crazy.
Jesus Christ. You guys got married 2 days ago. What the hell's going on?
Yeah,
Two
for
kids
real.
2 days ago.
I feel like we just started dating. That was many moons ago.
Good
12
It
years
was a
ago.
fun wedding.
I remember the group
So my
text.
favorite picture
Yes.
is when we're dancing and you're in the back
Yes!
with a bottle.
Oh,
You have an entire bottle of wine, and you're just casually just looking on, with love in your eyes. Just a bottle of wine. It's fantastic.
so happy. The group text you sent after the wedding was hilarious. It was like 5 kegs, 18 handles, you animals. It was just a war zone afterwards. Just
war zone.
savages. Like John apparently was hungover for like 3 weeks or something like that after the fact.
Yeah.
That man was gone.
Actually, my favorite picture that we got from the wedding is of Max.
Naughty. Oh, Maxie. Shout out Maxie.
Very face down on the concrete, right out, just barely made it to the bar.
Yeah.
He just passed out asleep on the concrete.
He's just crawling towards
Just
it.
crawling, like army crawling, his last breath, and he just passed out. We found him there at like 6:30 in the morning. He just wouldn't even move. I
Gotta
thought he
respect
was
it.
dead.
Was he? Oh, well.
I thought he was dead, but he's alive.
I know.
Name changes. You are now ZZ Aaron Gertz in my phone
Oh, you piece of shit.
with a sandwich.
Because I didn't answer one phone call, and to which I called you back.
That day, I called you and you didn't answer. I left you a voicemail. As soon as I got off the phone,
He's the worst.
I called him and he didn't answer either. So I left
didn't
him
even
a
get a
nice
ring.
voicemail as well.
And you put
I
ZZ by
realized
my name for something wasn't my fault.
in my drunken state that Aaron was the very first contact in my list.
Yes.
And it made sense in the moment that someone first on my contact list, if you can't answer the phone, demoted to the bottom.
Wow.
So I put double Z's in front of his
you
name.
are a ruthless dictator.
He sits solely at the bottom, and it wasn't just one Z. I really wanted to make a statement. So
Now that I know. God, how does one work their way back up to the top? Do I get, like, if I do something good for you, do I have two
maybe
Y's
just
in
answer the
front?
goddamn phone call next time.
I didn't even get the call. The phone didn't even buzz.
Debatable.
Blame the service. Well, anyways.
Mine was where she called, they didn't answer, and Kyle called and they picked up.
Oh, you fucking dick! You didn't have to tell me that. God damn you!
Such is life, you know.
Not wrong.
Shows where you're at on the priority list.
Always.
Shows where you're at on the priority list. But we are all part of a group text called the Pain Cave.
We are.
Where did the Pain Cave come from? Or does it just off the top of your head, Kathy?
You know, I have to insert myself.
Potatoes.
As usual. That Cap always comes up with the craziest names for things. Like everything's named. Like our kids.
Ooh,
have weird
please tell me
names.
more.
No, everything.
Nicknames?
Yeah. It's got great names for no, just weird names. You have names for everything we do. Our cars have names.
Every car needs a name.
Yes.
Well,
Like full on. This is Toodles.
Toodles.
and
Very
then
good.
we got Red Rocket, which is mine.
Hey.
Red Escape. Red Rocket.
Very good.
And then the Golden Bullet.
Got a question?
Got a question over here from the peanut gallery. We've
Golden
inquired. Goldeneye, the name of Cap's Wing. Very good, very good. Wholesome.
Yeah, but Pain Cave, and then he came up with this Pain Cave thing. Like everything has to have a name in his world. He just categorizes a name.
But it makes it more, I don't know, you can identify with it and emotionally attach.
It's true.
Once something
It's
has a
true.
name, it's like, well, I can't. Do you name your meats before you smoke them? Give them extra love.
Betty, we just had was very good. Good old Betty.
Betty, we ate the shit out of Betty. We had some, also, I guess this podcast brought to you by Big Sexy Meats. Instagram. We just stuffed our faces with some Big Sexy Meats earlier. It was delicious.
It's good.
We had brisket. Any tri-tip, or is it all brisket,
Brisket
and beef rib? Total time to prepare a brisket to when it comes out of the smoker.
24-hour process.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm upset if something takes more than like 24 seconds to microwave. You're putting a whole day of effort
Yeah.
into this shit.
But luckily
he
I
stays
have
up
help.
all night long.
Yeah.
It's annoying because then when the babies get up and I'm trying to take care of the kids, he's out there trying to take care of his barbecue, and I just feel like
He's got his own babies to
you
take
know,
care of.
yeah.
You're playing checkers, he's playing chess. He's like, I can't take care of the kids. I got meat to smoke.
Yeah, as he's sitting out there just staring into the fire.
Yeah. But luckily I have
Relaxing.
help. So my brother Kyle, he kind of came up with Big Sexy Meats.
Yeah, he did the name.
It's solid.
The name.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he's my partner in crime.
The logo's iconic.
Yeah.
I like it. Side with the mullet. It's
Yeah.
just, I could see that on shirts.
So that was
My
a holiday
sister,
gift.
drew it.
Really?
Yeah, she's a graphic designer.
Which one? Brenna or Megan?
Megan's a graphic designer. She's
Very
pretty
good.
damn talented.
So you gotta make it like a brand, so you can brand the meat.
That's
Heat up.
bad.
So I have that little icon every time.
Look at this.
Eat it.
Ideas coming around.
Ideas.
I will say that content of the slow-mo fire was fire.
Yeah.
It was great.
Nice.
I saw that and it really got the juices flowing.
There's something about food porn. There needs to be like a section of Pornhub that it's just food porn. There's no sex in it, but it's just really good food that's being made.
Yes.
Like just meats, slow cooked, or like a spit. Like, can you do like say gyros, like whatever that lamb and beef combo?
One time Kat made a what do you call it? The it's like pineapple.
Al pastor.
Yeah, al pastor. And he was like, he had it on his, he has a rotisserie for, this is before he got his fancy smoker, but on his Weber grill, has a rotisserie like attachment. And so it was just like, all the juices would just drip down the entire time, and he would spray it with pineapple juice every 2 seconds.
Ooh.
It was the best meat. That's when I think we realized he had a talent for meat. For sure.
Just looking at it, you know you get like.
Meat man.
They say don't judge a book by its cover, but I mean, if you take a look at the
He
meat,
does.
you're like, I'm gonna assume that it tastes f***ing amazing. Lo and behold,
Well, now you know.
Now I
Tasted
do.
it today.
Mhm.
Tasted it today.
Biggie Smalls said, if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Still experimenting with it though.
What are you experimenting with? What's the next step? What's
So
something
Kyle
else you
and I
want to
yesterday we tried 3 different rubs for the ribs, the pork ribs, which we ate yesterday. They were good.
They were hella good.
They were really good.
I'm more of a saucy gal, so I like sauces.
Smother it and-
I smother it and everything.
Sometimes it needs to remain
I like
pure.
sweet, hot, like all that kind of stuff. But Cap's more of like a salt and pepper.
Keep it
Let the
simple.
meat speak, he once told me.
Let the meat speak. What does the meat saying to you?
Time to eat, boy.
You won't.
I asked him about Montreal seasoning one time, and he said, no. I like to let the meat speak. Ever since then, I still put Montreal on my steak.
To each their own, though. It's like there's sometimes somebody gives you say a creative feedback. Oh, maybe you could try this or that. Like, in the back of my mind, I have no fucking attention to anything you're saying.
Well, I have to give him credit because I used to be a sauce person until he does let the meat speak, and it is amazing. Because sometimes, but with ribs, I just can't. I can't have non-sauce ribs,
Don't be ashamed.
and I'm a meat eater, so in all dimensions.
Oh, brisket's delicious.
Tell me more.
Oh, but we're here for, we'll get back to these big sexy meats, but I mean, all of us were training for a race that never happened. I thought it was like a week later, so apparently it was the race of the giant, walk
No,
amongst the
it
giants.
was the Avenue of Giants.
Avenue of Giants,
Yeah.
up in what?
Humboldt County.
Humboldt
it was
County.
in
Weot.
Weot.
I think it canceled literally like a week after we bought our tickets.
Yeah. And is that all that money going towards next year or something like
So
that? Or-
I was gonna ask you guys, did anybody reply to that email?
I had no
'Cause
idea.
She
I
said
think it's just
something
getting
like,
postponed, right?
yeah, but we're gonna get put in a race in like September unless we
That's what I
request to
thought.
be in the next year's this time.
Oh, I didn't read it.
And I haven't requested anything, so
No, I have no idea what's going on. I'm just kind of going along.
we might have to reach out to the lady.
I bet September up there's nice.
Man, I was more excited for the location
Me
of the
too.
run and all that. There's something nice, I guess, because I want to dive into the training. Like running around here is nice, but going to a different location, getting different like scenery, trees, whatever, like that for sure. Like Moody Slough out there.
Yeah.
Were you,
Well, and for me, I'm a temperature person. So, like, let me dive into this for a second.
Please.
I was an athlete for the majority of my life until college. And I am like, we can get into that later. But,
Winter's high.
Well, good.
yeah, winter's high. I did things that were not winter's high, thank you very much. Touche. But I am like, I hate being hot. Like, just heat in general is, I don't know, I freaking hate it.
Humidity is just no bueno.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, I
Uncomfortable.
the hot.
You're born and raised in winters, though. It's like, aren't you like attuned to it?
I played soccer and was a midfielder in heat, and I played in heat. I've done, my performance isn't, but I hate it personally.
Yes.
So coming back to this, I'm a temperature person, so when I found out it was in Humboldt County, I was super freaking stoked because there's nothing better than running with a breeze and like cool atmosphere. That's
It's nice when it's-
that's my ideal running climate. So that's why I was a little bummed when that happened.
No. It's like we didn't even. I guess we could have ran. I was thinking from, say, Esparto to Winters.
Yes, let's just toss this idea out that Sandwich and I had. So,
Okay.
Please.
Hoobies, I hope you're listening.
Yes.
We want them to sponsor a half marathon. It's exactly 13.1 from my house, which is the Esparto High School football field, into Winters. So when I trained for my last marathon with Sandwich and Joe,
Yeah.
that was like my long run. I would just run from Esparto to Winters.
Oh, it is exactly.
Remember when that was
13.1.
nothing?
So,
Remember that was
yep.
cakewalk.
So we could start.
There was a time.
We could start at Nana's Meats, which is just outside of Esparto, and end downtown, and then
At
Hoobies.
and then you have your beer when you're done.
Thank you.
Sex machines
So-
over there. I'm not talking about the bikes. Hey, those guys.
So that's my grand idea. We kicked that around, but then kind of fell off on it. But
Yep.
it wouldn't be a hard thing to do.
No.
You just get a permit, so either close down the road or whatever, and then you end right there in town. It'd be a whole Winters thing. They could do,
Yeah.
like, they have the wine pass, like, every year where you go to all the different wineries.
Yeah.
Same shit for this. Like, Green River could be open, Hoobies, Chewy's, get some tacos going out front.
Just be a way for people to like run
Pig
back
on a
into
stick.
real life. Something we could promote, something like an annual thing.
Suck
Yeah.
the into Hoobies.
Well, Hoobies, those jerks are gonna be moving out towards DQU, the farm.
Did you just leak some classified information?
Did I? It is known.
It is.
They're going out there. It's not gonna be as convenient, but we'll run. So we go Rotary Park. It's open. We're allowed to be alcoholics now. Open container.
We can run to
They're
the
gonna have
farm.
both of them? Okay.
I told him to put a mini
Roll
golf
over it.
course in at their next place.
At the farm?
That'd be a moneymaker.
That would be huge.
I'm
A
full of good
little
ideas.
9-hole.
Yeah.
Little 9-hole.
Just a little mini golf. Whole fam comes. Dads get up.
Kids play golf.
Yeah. You can curse on this podcast, by the way. I'll bleep it out later so mother and father can listen to it. You can say things.
Great.
Yeah.
Good to know.
You got your favorite, what's your favorite sound effect? Or should I get more? I feel like I need to get more.
Wow. Yeah, the wow is my favorite.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's good.
No, I like the like.
Oh, no, just kidding. The Willy Wonka whistle is my favorite.
Yeah, Willy Wonka, dude. Willy Wonka.
Classic.
Talk about the OSHA violations going on in that place. Just
Oh my
children
God.
getting abducted, hurt, whatever. He has slave labor, the Oompa Loompas. And he's like, oh, you have lodging, but like, to what end? Like, you're forced to sing. And,
Honestly, I want a ticket to your brain for like 20
Oh,
bucks.
man.
I just want to sit in there. I want to sit there. I want to be out of control.
come out crying, man.
I love it.
I'm just thinking about, like, I've ranted about this before. Like, Grandpa Joe's an absolute f***ing mad. He's an asshole because he's like bedridden, right? You know the grandpa that joins Charlie to go into the chocolate
Oh,
factory?
yes.
So he's pretending to be bedridden, and then all of a sudden Charlie gets the golden ticket, and he gets up and he
He's
starts
like,
dancing
"Woo!"
in a choreographed fashion while I'm like, who the is this guy? Why not let the mom who's been working 2-3 jobs go, like, say, hey, I'll take over the work here and take care of these other bedridden You go, Charlie, and enjoy a vacation.
Like one of
No,
those
you keep
people
working.
who have a handicap pass and don't need it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you spotted his coke nail, though?
Grandpa Joe's?
Yes.
He's got one.
Look it up.
Would not doubt it.
He does. I saw a conspiracy theory on it that he's just snorting the devil's dandruff.
Look at my speed. Absolutely. He jumped out of bed, started dancing.
Quick little.
But all right, we digress. Oh, sorry. I digress. We're going. All right, so you guys, we've been training a little bit for the Avenue of the Giants.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Okay.
Avenue of the Giants.
Yes. Training for a bit. What do you guys? There's gonna be burps throughout this podcast. We've already had. We have a.
You should have a burp tally.
I think.
Ding.
So what I'm gonna
ding.
do, I'll put like a separate little tab on the bottom. I want to like
Yes.
copy and paste every burp, and then like for the 30, just have burps for like 30 seconds to close out the episode. That must happen. But what did you guys learn about yourselves through like training, running? Because you guys would send these awesome just routes you're on, biking. Like, what's this experience been like? Did you surprise yourself a little bit?
This one was
What'd you
different
come
for
out?
me than the marathons because I actually tried to run fast.
A little speedier.
Speed
So you're
this time. Like last time for the marathons, it was solely to not die and actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
This one, I wanted to do it fast. So like, I was pacing pretty good there for a while.
Yeah, you were.
You were. I was liking it.
You were. I was liking it.
I was
too.
even
It
getting a little
motivating
jealous.
me.
So
I was like
that was
motivated,
different
but I was
for
like,
me.
this motherfucker's running and I'm not.
You motivated me to drop from 11 to 9. I was like, this is fine. I'm garbage. Like I need to get
It
my
was
shit
wild.
together.
Like when we the first out the gate of the marathon, we were going at like a 9-minute pace or whatever, and Austin's like, "Well, guys, hey, do it. What the down?
Yeah.
Slow it down." Like,
I was a
like,
steady like 4 steps behind you and Joe the whole
Okay,
time
now, yeah.
until I got dusted by both of you, and then I caught you.
You caught me. Joe was not to be caught, but
No.
I was dying.
She's like a
She
rabbit.
She was very much gone.
Not
She
to get deep
destroyed
here,
us.
but I will tell you what I've learned about this whole process.
Please. Oh, wait, back to the question. Oh
Yeah.
please. What did you
Leave
learn
it to
about
the
it?
woman to keep us on track here.
Thank you.
So I see a therapist, obviously. And so in my last therapy session, we were talking about, like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm training for a marathon, we were talking about it. And I am one who maybe some of you can identify with this as well, but I don't like sitting in my feelings. Like when things are uncomfortable or
What are
things
feelings?
are, right? Like I distract I'm like someone who
something to be,
distracts myself. I
run away
like
from.
get started on another project. I like do everything I can to avoid feeling whatever the feeling is. So running at a marathon pace is a whole new ballgame for me. I was a sprinter in high school. I was a
Let's go against your code, going distance rather than sprinting. It's
honestly,
wild.
I went into this and I had no idea how to run with the mindset of like endurance purposefully.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was a soccer player and I was a sprinter for the most part with that as well. I sprinted and stopped, so there was a lot of interval. So that would be like interval training. But just to run at a solid pace, like pacing's a whole new idea for me. I had no idea how to do that. And so learning how to physically slow yourself down on purpose when you feel like you should be going faster. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Was really hard for me. So, and running at long distance makes you uncomfortable. Like,
It does. It's like
makes
when
you
you're like
and it forces you to be in your feelings. Like you cannot run, like
forces
literally
you.
can't run away from it.
I started
You're running
thinking,
with it.
oh man, I have this much more to go. But you just have to be present, I guess.
Yeah, it
And
forces you to be present.
Do you listen to anything like a podcast or anything like that?
I
music?
did for a while, but now I'm a huge fan of the Peloton marathon training series. I love it. So like, there's one.
Can we get like a golf clap every time? I'll get a golf clap sound effect. I'll get that. Yeah.
That was
I need a new
mouthful.
sound effect. That was good. Please, Danielle.
But the Peloton training app is it's awesome. Like you get different type of coach every time. You can choose what your style.
Really?
They train everything out for you. So like you start out with like your long runs increasing by a couple miles. You don't like it? Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I
Tino's
love
trying
that
to
you
be
can
athletic.
I love that you can pick like soundtracks too that they do it. So like we'll do a 90s run, 80s run,
There you
whatever.
go.
And I love it though. It's like speaks to me. It got me going. I've dropped like my time dropped like that once I started doing it. I just needed some direction. I've never done this before. I've never ran a marathon before. So
Crazy how like music will definitely give you the juice. For at least for like
me,
if there's a certain
for me,
song.
music gives me the juice, and especially when I go to like 90s, 2000s. I'm like, oh
Stop
yeah.
in. I got
those
it.
are those days.
Yeah, that's one thing I changed too. Actually, is when the marathons, I was listening to podcasts
Yeah.
like Joe Rogan or Trial and Error. But these ones, I've been listening to music.
Yeah.
Made a difference. You look good.
Hold on, let
How
me.
you like 'em?
I feel
listen
so
to the
left out.
voices in my head.
Yeah.
Save myself.
I don't listen to
Those
it.
bitches. You
Yeah.
can adjust how long they get too.
You guys discuss amongst yourself
Right?
the best genre of music to run to, perhaps. What's your guys' go-to song? Something that's like, oh, like.
I love 90s and 2000s rap, hip hop, R&B. That's my go-to. Although lately I've been going into country, which is a new. Thank you. Yeah, that's kind of a new thing because that's not normally my genre, but
I definitely sent you guys a Day to Remember, which is like screamo. I don't know if you ever listened to him,
I did.
but actually running to that is like legit.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Joe,
gets
do you listen to
gets fucking
anything?
going.
Mike Jones is great to run to.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Gangsta's Paradise. She's just
Gangster
grinding over
rap.
Gangsta's Paradise.
Ran into gangster.
Whoa, whoa! This man's trying to cop our swag right now.
Have this right. These are filthy. baby.
Wow.
These
Look
things
at
do
us.
Not, these things do not die.
They're scratch resistant.
Yeah. Love it. Ooh. Fall back now. Cappy, do you listen to anything, or you run raw?
I run raw.
Oh my God, just listen to
He
your
does,
heart.
he's an
Listen to your
animal.
heartbeat.
You can
Yeah.
listen to yourself breathe like that?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't
There's like
do
something
that.
about like listening to myself suffer just gets me
Where
going.
does your mind? It's the only way I can get off anymore. I need to suffer. What do you like? Where does your mind go though when you're running? Or do you just kind of is it nothingness, or do you like
Yeah,
have thoughts
nothing.
to like work or kids
Try
or
to
anything?
see stuff, birds, the nature.
That's nice. What's your like preferred route around town?
Well, I haven't been running for a while. I'm gonna start actually back up tomorrow. But from here, there's a nice little 6-mile loop out to the end of Moody Slough.
Mm-hmm.
And then usually on the way back is when I would decide, kind of by the new houses, if I wanted to peel it out towards the horseshoe and turn it into 8, 9.
Horseshoes is solid. That little square out there. It's
bigger
it's
than you
beautiful.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah.
It's nice just being
Quick to
secluded
drive.
too.
Yeah.
Quick drive and
Yeah.
it's just.
You can just kind of zone out. Just keep going.
I haven't done that yet. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I've gone where it's like my headphones will like run out of battery. I'm like, oh, what am I supposed to do
Same.
now? I'm just like,
I'm
what
the
is this?
same. I panic. I'm like, wait, I can't
that-
be with myself.
I
I
get
can't
all-
hear myself breathe.
I get all sweaty, right? But then like the
Oh,
sweat
you
starts
get
welling up
sweaty,
in my
Sando?
ears. I'm like, God damn, I have to pull them out.
But some of the
Drown the
marathons,
inside
they
of
don't
my
let you have earphones, right?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Like,
We're
marathons
gonna-
are not-
Avenue of the
Yeah,
Giants,
we're
no
gonna have to all
earphones.
figure out how to just run
Suck
listening
my
to
balls.
ourselves.
that's impossible.
Like, are you gonna stop me?
Yeah.
No way.
That's how this one was.
Mine died in San Francisco with like a mile to go, and I was
Well, you gotta
miserable,
have.
and I was cramping, and Joe was just dragging my ass along. At mile like 14, I caught the worst cramps of my life and stopped to stretch, and
Menstrual
Joe was
cramps?
like, "We did not come here to walk." And I was like, "Fuck." So I ran 7 more miles on those cramps. I was just talking about that today. It's
I want
crazy.
each and every one of you, starting with you, brother, need running stories. Something that's happened on the trails. Something happened to you, and I'm just gonna pigeonhole you. You got attacked by a
I got
dog.
attacked by a dog. This is a true story. This is a true
We'll go around. I would just want like running trail stories from each of you, starting.
So I was running out by my parents. They live in the country, and it was a beautiful day. I was
Much
super
like
stoked.
today.
Much like today. Maybe I should hold off in case I get attacked again.
Gotta roll the dice.
So exactly. So I was like running, and I see this dog, and it's just casually walking down the street toward me, and there's like no cars around or anything. And I don't know if it has a collar or not. I can't really tell. But a part of me was like, I'm running. This looks kind of like a cattle dog. They like to herd things. This could end bad, but I've never had a bad encounter with a dog, so I'm just gonna keep running. Oh my god. Bad idea. So I run past this dog, and it like growls at me and just takes my whole back of my pants. I was wearing like capri cutoffs. Back of my pants, and just like holds
Was it
onto
on the
me.
side of the road?
Side of the
Like,
road.
just-
Side of the road. Comes at me. Comes from behind me because I pass it. Takes it. The dog turns around. Comes after me. Won't let go of my pants. I try to punch it in the face because I was just I don't know, adrenaline. I was like, ah!
What were you saying?
And I was like, what the f***? I literally said that. I like hit him. And then he came back at me and he nipped my skin. Got me. And I was like so in shock that I was like, I just froze. I was like, okay, if I just stop moving, I think he'll like get me uninterested. Like, I'm just gonna stop. So I stopped. He let go. And then I was just walked, just like, I can't run away now. He's gonna come after me again. So I walked. It was the worst. Like, it probably happened in 2 minutes, but it felt like 20 minutes. And then I like run off on a side road once I'm like far enough away to check because I was like, oh my god, another blood everywhere. I was freaking out. Luckily, it didn't. It wasn't a terrible bleeder. It got me a little bit. There was some blood, but it wasn't like it's.
I was just like,
But
what
my
the fuck,
bruise,
dude?
it nipped my calf muscle.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't believe. It was the craziest shit, man.
I've never been attacked by a dog. I feel like
Dude.
that'd be so fucking scary.
So
The funniest
scary.
fucking thing out of all this whole
We're going through
story-
the-
I'm trying to find it word for word. But when Danielle sent a picture of her leg,
fuck, dude, I
and
thought it was
Sandwich
Cap.
just didn't respond for so long, and then like 12 hours later, he comes in. Oh my God, Cappy, look at your leg. Danielle's like, you idiot, that's my leg.
Insulted me. You think my leg is my husband's leg? Okay.
Sandwich is like, I'm such a dildo. Oh my God, that was so funny.
I didn't check its breath.
The dog was big.
Oh my god.
But you survived. Like,
I
did you like
survived.
kick it? Like you shoot it away?
I hit it, but I mean, what are you gonna do? I didn't.
I would have beat the shit out of that dog.
I was so in shock too that I was just like, what?
Dude,
This is really like this is really happening to me right
happening
now.
right now. Yeah, and I kept running because I didn't want to stop my time. Like I was getting a good time, so I just kept running.
This
And
was
then-
an entire day later that Sandwich came in.
All right, so
And
let's
it
look
was
at the
like,
transcripts, please.
dude, so we got a picture of the leg, and then Danielle says, I'm in shock. Like, what the fuck? Cappy, oh God, that's a bad one, babe. And I'm like, Jesus, are you okay? Cappy's like, I see new running shoes. And I'd said some other bullshit. 4 more texts go by. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 texts go by. And then in comes Sandwich the next day. Fucking Christ, I've been MIA. That's scary, Cappy. Danielle's like, that's my calf. And he says, fuck, I thought that was Cap that sent that pic. I'm getting my Smiths mixed up. And then he said, I'm such a damn dildo. Oh my God.
Right? We
That's
could just
right.
be totally shamed. Well, that's a story and a half. That sucks. But you made it through.
I made it through, man.
made it
And
through.
now I have not ran out by my parents since though, so maybe I do have some issues, some trust issues now.
A little PTSD.
Yeah, a little PTSD from that.
Captain, anything happen to you on the trail?
No, I haven't had anything too crazy. Probably the
Happy trail.
happy trail.
Yeah.
There's people yelling at me.
For what?
I'm just running. One guy drove by and was like, "Hey, f you!"
Was that Chad?
I can respect
That
that.
sounds like Chad. Sounds like a Chad movie.
But nothing too crazy. And I'm thinking back what we used to do to bikers out by the house on the track. That was
Jesus
pretty.
Christ. Now you're asking for it. Now you're asking for it.
So, yeah, nothing too crazy though. Probably just people yelling at me on the side of the road. But.
It never happened. I definitely respect when people. So I'm running on the side of say 128,
Yeah.
and the car coming towards me. Well, give me a little space. It's
Yeah.
like it's not the
Yes.
biggest deal in the world, but like I'll definitely make a point. Like thank you just for having an awareness.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to run.
I see you.
Like it does kind of scare you. Like when people don't do it, you're like you just think okay they weren't gonna hit me, but
Yeah.
how fast they're going, what that would do to me if it did hit
Yeah.
me.
Question: do you
The
run
wind.
toward traffic or do you run with?
Always
Toward.
run towards traffic.
Same.
When you're on the bike, you go with it, I believe.
Yeah, that's what confuses me because I ran like I would run in high school into town for my parents. It's like 3.2 miles or whatever on the weekends, and ran against traffic, then I would always get confused because the bikes go with traffic.
I started running against traffic thinking like, oh, if it's coming at me, I can get out of the way. But
That's my
honestly, you probably can't. You're probably smoked either
Comes
way.
down to it, but at least you think that you have a
True.
chance, which helps.
Yeah, that's true.
The one piece of ran my dad off the road. My dad was biking, going with traffic, and it's he's right by Green River. It's all like the curves by Green River, like going out on
Yes.
So he's on those, on his bike, and he hears a squealing, and it's this white van hurling around the turn, going well over the bike lane. My dad like went off the pavement and ditched his bike. So
Road
the
bike?
fucking van, he flew off the bike so the van wouldn't hit him, and it kept going. And then so I'm at home, like writing my book, and I'm pretty high, and my pops comes in like out of nowhere. Gee, like, let's go. We're going to Green River. Like he's like on a mission to find this guy. Still, this is like a couple summers ago. I'm like, oh shit, Pop's like, I'm not in the state of mind. I'm not ready to help you. He's like, oh shit. Like, just see, like if the guy was there, I don't know what old Benny would do. Like if he starts attacking, we're like, oh shit. Like I see him just go ape shit on the guy. It'd been hilarious, but he's alive. But it is nice to have a courtesy from car drivers to like give us a little space. But bicyclists, they're like out. I've seen them all the time. They're just off the bike path onto the road. Like, dude, if you get hit, zero sympathy.
Yeah.
I might even be the one that hits you.
They don't obey traffic laws.
No, I'm saying I'm not gonna stand up for it.
Hell no, especially
no.
growing up in the country with freaking bikes that don't get in a single file lane. Sorry.
It's gross.
My grandpa, my dad's dad, used to have a bucket of rocks, and he'd set it in his truck in between him and the passenger seat. And we see bike riders, he'd chuck rocks at him. This man hated him. And
What size rocks are we talking?
probably like just rocks.
Yeah.
Enough to just hurt, but not
Yeah,
like get him
yeah.
to.
But he would also fish a lot offshore because we were poor. And anytime a boat would get too close, he'd grab a handful of rocks and start chucking them at the boat.
Sounds like an
Get out of the way.
disturbed individual.
Yeah, he needed his zone respect.
Did he also have a bucket by the front door too, just in case it was an intruder?
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
You need to slingshot this guy.
That I don't know enough about.
Yeah.
So there is a story that you have. I don't know what story you're going to tell, but there's
That
one.
story.
Like, you had an experience with the lady during the San Francisco Marathon.
Oh no, but I could tell that one too.
Please,
I thought you were gonna
double
tell a
down.
story about-
Double down for me.
Yeah. So Joe could attest to this, but one, we were in San Francisco where people just shit and piss wherever they want. Anyways.
Still do.
So I don't know whether
It's
it's
a popular
marathon
practice.
runners or it's just San Francisco people. But when we were in San Francisco, we were on our way to the Golden Gate Bridge, so you could see it, and you got ocean on this side and like houses on the left. And there was no porta potties. And we're watching this lady in front of us, and you could tell she's got shit.
Well, and running makes you have to
Yeah,
especially
and,
long
and
distance.
she's doing the waddle,
Straight up.
and we're like, oh, this lady, no way. And then she ducks hard off to the left behind a car.
Could you tell she was clenching like the way she was running?
we just knew. I don't know how we
waddling
knew.
like a duck. You just
And we're running, and I look at Joe, and I'm like, dude, is she gonna shit? And Joe's laughing her ass off. She's gonna be shitting. And we come up, she's trying to pull her phone out to take a picture. We get around the car. She's on the other side of the car, squatting, taking a shit on the sidewalk, dude. Like, didn't even run in the bushes by the house. Just
No.
made it to the sidewalk and said, F it, I'm gonna use this car.
Damn.
I'm gonna use this car to block me from these runners, but anybody else in this house is just gonna watch me drop a deuce right here on the
You
sidewalk.
gotta respect the. I mean, it's kind of you have to do. You're not gonna.
Sometimes,
not
yeah,
shit. You
there's
have
no
to do it.
choice. Like,
The
it's coming
respect,
out.
the respect comes from the fact that you drop a deuce and then she just pulls the pants up and starts running again. No,
Also, it's not
there's
so much
no
that
wipe.
she didn't. She took a
No,
shit in
no, no,
public.
no,
It's
no.
that she didn't wipe and kept running.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
so I can attest.
Put it out. Ugh.
I can attest, and I'll get to it. But running with poop in the butt crack is not.
Like
Is not conducive.
It's a
regular
whole new
swamp-
level of chafing.
Regular
That's the type
swamp
of lube
ass.
you don't want.
Regular swamp ass is something to quite the ordeal. But
So the reason I know this is my second story. My run from Esparta to Winners was always my go-to long run.
yeah. Oh, you.
Oh, they're gonna knuckle butt me. Sorry.
Oh.
I was focused. And this particular day, I was drinking the night before I got all f***ed up. So I woke up the next day and took off my run. I get about 4 or 5 miles in, the tummy starts rumbling. I'm like, ooh, she's speaking. I might have to listen. But I tried to suppress it, so I suppressed it and I was running, and then it started rumbling again. I'm like, oh no. So I'm almost to the turn for the Mary Annie's house off of 89. and there is nowhere to go, and it's rumbling, and finally I said, this has got to happen. So I crossed the road on 89, and I waited until no cars were coming in sight, and I ducked off into the fucking goalie on the side of the road, just everywhere, dude. And I'm like, oh shit. Then it really hit me. What am I gonna do now? Like, what's my next move? So there's still no cars, so I take my pants completely off.
Did you put it on your pants at this point? Or
No.
was it clean?
It was projectile.
It's a clean projectile.
It was nowhere near the pants.
It's a 45-degree angle of like splat radius.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't know if it was
that
like
thing-
it was like you didn't have enough time, and
Dude,
but it was a
the
clear.
PSI on that shit was high.
Okay.
So I shed my pants and
Like
my
a mist
underwear.
came
So
out.
now I'm standing butt naked on the side of the road after I just. No, I guess I had a shirt on.
Oh,
and
man.
I'm like, I'm gonna use my underwear. So I start wiping, and I look, and there's a car coming, and I'm f***ing naked, wiping my ass on the side of 89. I'm like, oh my god. So I panic, throw the underwear, throw my shorts back on, and just start walking like nothing happened. Now that would have been a great story in itself, but it does not end there.
No, it doesn't.
So
No, it doesn't.
I start trying to run again. I'm like, all right, I'll just grind it out. David Goggins, got to get to winners.
Stay hard. You're staying hard.
It's like three more miles. I can make it. I got about 100 yards into it, and I'm like, no way. It felt like a soggy something between my butt cheeks. Just did not
Soggy
work.
sandwich?
So I duck out to the left, and I call my mom, and I'm like, Mommy, I shit my pants. you have to come get me. And she's laughing her ass off. She's like, all right, I'll be right there. So I'm standing, their shop, the Marianis have that like shop on the right side of the road. Yeah. So I'm standing right there, waiting for my mommy to come pick me up. And up pulls Bridget Mariani. She's like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh God. I'm running, and I got tired, so my mom's coming to pick me up. And she's like, nonsense, hop in.
No!
And this is when she just got her brand new car, and I'm like, I don't think that's the best idea, Bridget. She's like, no, seriously, stop messing around, get in, I'll take you to Winners. And I'm like, no, I'm good.
Did you let her know what happened?
No, I was just
you should've.
I was like, I'm good, Bridget, I'm good. It's the first time I'm telling this.
Oh, man.
I'm
She
somewhere
listens to the
recorded.
show all the time.
So I was
She's
like,
a regular, so.
no, I'm good. And she's like, seriously, get in the car. And she's like getting mad at me. And I'm like, leave, Skip, get out of here. You don't want this.
don't
So she
understand.
finally leaves.
Skip.
And my mom comes, and she just has towels. And she's like, wrap a towel around yourself. Brings me back.
Did you upset
I
Bridget?
took a shower.
Bridget?
I think she might have been a little upset.
I mean, I feel like you
I could have got shit in her car. That would have been better for her.
Give her an apology right now. She's listening.
I apologize. I should
Otherwise
have
you
taken you
would've-
up, but I was being considerate.
I feel like she would have accepted the fact. I mean, she has sons, right? So
Yeah,
she
but I don't think they
understands
shit their
poop.
pants,
Understands. Well, trust me.
Especially as adults.
Mothers of sons understand poop. I feel like you Bridget, honestly, I shit my pants, and my mom's coming to pick me up, and she's not.
That would have been the respectable move, but I'm a coward. So I hid behind my silly little lie.
I feel like she would have giggled at you, and then just been like, just flipped you off and drove away.
The white Porsche with the Dookie stain. That would have been bad.
With the poo theme going on right now, my story, I can't wait to get to.
Oh God,
Tough Mudder.
I've got a poop story too.
Tough Mudder, and well, we could do like I fucking doing Tough Mudder in Tahoe back in college, and just feeling like a big man. The morning of had like goo packs and oatmeal, coffee, just everything just. Super, I thought I'm gonna be
oatmeal and coffee. That's a bad
fucking
combination.
excited and just filled with energy. It's gonna be great. So I take my piddle before the race begins, and we go up like I'm feeling good. We're hustling. We go up further, and like they have. We have, yeah.
I got distracted by
So there's little like stations every. Jesus Christ, Austin. You gotta
Sorry.
So there's little stations like every mile or so. They have like little protein bars. They have little energy chews, a banana, like whatever it is, and all this is just
like
swirling
Costco.
about. Yeah, they have everything for you.
Yeah.
And so I make it to the top. I'm like, all right. So we start going down, see like one last porta potty, and I'm like, you know what? I can make it one more. I might have to go, but I don't want to ruin the flow. I'm like, adrenaline's going.
Feeling good.
Ooh, a mile later, it's like I hear a knock. right here. It's like, hey, like it's like a SWAT team. Like they're about ready to get the battering ram and blast through. Like felt like, all right. So I see one of the workers. Like, excuse me, ma'am. Where's the next porta potty? Down the next stop, right? She's like, no. The nearest porta potty is either up 2 miles at the previous station or 6 miles to the finish line. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. So like it got so desperate, like just clenching, like trotting downhill because we go up Heavenly, or no, North Star, and then you're trotting down. And it was so desperate at one point. I thought they had these little trenches. You go and like the
yes.
the mud
Please
goes
tell
up
me
here.
you yourself when it
No,
shocked
I even
you.
thought
Please.
like it would take but a second. I knew. Like I would just drop my pants, like just explode, like just like float to the just blast out of the water. I held on. I could not do that. I was not going to do that. Tough mudder indeed.
Tough mud.
No, so I just kept clenching. And then
Imagine being the next guy in and just walking straight through
it was orange. It was orange mud water. I felt like it would have been the same consistency and
Jesus
color.
Christ.
So eventually, like Favor finally like threw me a bone. There's this like kind of wayward obstacle. Like they didn't give a okay, we promised them 13 obstacles. Here's run over some pieces of wood. I crept off in the woods, dropped trowel, just got it done, and the relief.
What did you wipe with? Or did you
nothing. No, so I'm squatting down. You know, like when you're pooping, you gotta pee, right? So like I'm peeing, it hits a rock, it's like spraying. I'm like, it's just a comedy of errors. And
So accurate.
Comedy of errands.
Comedy of errors.
Wow.
man, oh no, what are you talking about? Oh, I did. Oh, I have pooped myself before. Oh, we're going up the Blue Ridge Trail by Berryessa, the famed Blue Ridge. And I forgot, I think I had pancakes that morning. I was a lad. I was about 10, 12, still learning my body. And start going up. It's a steep incline. The pressure, the heat, the intensity of it all. Just had to drop towel and just let it rip. I think I sacrificed my underwear for the sake of the satisfaction of a toilet paper wipe. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do with these. No, John Platt's like, no, you gotta hate. At that time, nobody really knew about that trail. There's a flipped over truck, like an old Toyota truck. It was a sketchy little trail, yeah. And he's like, no, here, like he just put him over like the tire. He's like, all right, so it's like a flag. Like, all right, so I went the rest of the way freeballing it. Talk about freedom. Anyways, one more poop story.
You know, they're cat poop stories.
Cat poo.
I'm not cat poo, although this could have been actually segue cat poo. So cat. I've got several different stories, so I'm not gonna share them all because there's a couple that just are in the vault.
The
forever.
chronicles.
They're in the vault forever,
Yeah.
but this one's a good one to talk about. So we had gone out to the bar, and his mom like lived in this duplex downtown, and it was like
The
Preserve
OG
when
skip.
Preserve, the OG skip. Yeah. And Preserve just opened, and Cap and I would just get drunk every day during the summer, and just on our typical outing. And I'm like, hey, we need to go home. Like, we got to go home. And he was like, they're shutting down the bar. I think this is the night you and Chad got kicked out, too. Because you picked Chad up and were spinning him around like it was a fucking circus.
Stalking?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, they were like, you're like
Chad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chad's feet knocked over
no
the
small
bar
feet.
stools, and
Yeah.
they kicked them both out.
We got 86.
So,
Back when Preserve was a bar.
Preserve was right. So, we're walking home.
I
he's
told
like,
her, forewarning.
You cannot leave.
I was like, I need to
Yeah, he did.
let me f***ing shit.
I said,
She's like,
no.
no, your mom lives 2 blocks down. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
Really?
can hold it. I
Really?
told him, you can hold it. Well, I'm notorious for telling him how he feels when that's not really how he feels. So I'm like, you can fucking hold it. We're going to be there in like 2 blocks. He's like, no, I really got to shit. And I was like, no, you don't. So we were walking down the street and we get into his mom's driveway and he literally is like, I'm going to shit your pants. And he's like walking up the stairs and we can't get the key, No. So he throws the key. No. What are you doing? I gotta go. Pulls down his pants and just shits all under the tree in her front yard. Right in her front yard. It gets better. He fucking shit.
God.
You guys, I'm so pissed. You're a grown man. Why the hell did you shit in your mom's front yard? I'm like, are you gonna clean it up? He's like, no, I'm not gonna clean it up. I'm like, okay, so we go to bed. We go to bed.
Sprinklers will take care of it.
Listen to this. So we go to bed.
Biodegradable.
We wake up in the morning. I'm like mortified. I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be there when we wake up in the morning. Like, what are we gonna tell your mom? Oh God. His mom comes in and goes, cat. I think my cat's sick. I think my cat's sick. I'm like, oh no. She's like, it's really bad. it's under the tree. Go look at it. It's really bad. It's under the tree. Cat's like, oh no.
Oh my God.
Oh no, Mom. You're gonna have to take it to the vet. He's still not. So we go outside and look at this thing. You guys, it was fucking cow patty. There was nothing solid about it.
Oh my God.
Cow patty, and he never told his mom. His mom straight up.
Oh, that was our cat.
Straight up.
You never told her.
His mom picked it up.
God damn it.
Nice.
Never fucking said it was him. Oh
You
my
still haven't
God.
confessed to this crime?
Cat poo.
Did she like? Okay, this is like the cat. Its equivalency in size. Like I feel like it was. I feel like it was
Oh
a
my
big,
God, I was
a big deal.
dying.
Jesus Christ.
There is actually so many great stories with Cap's mom. I can't even. Yeah. Oh.
Flush it.
Name skip.
Just like.
The originator.
Yeah. The skipper.
So that's a story for the book. The other story is Cap got in a really bad car accident. And broke a couple bones in his back. And when he was healing, he couldn't wipe his ass.
This is pretty personal.
So I was,
Tell the people.
so I literally had to wipe his ass for like.
That's when I knew I was gonna marry her.
Yeah.
For like 3 weeks.
I'd have done a turkey baster
That must have been
squirting that thing.
And I felt so
I'm not
bad for
getting
him. I
anywhere
felt
near
so bad
it.
for him, but like the first time I had to do it, I was like, oh my God, like this is. I really have to do this.
I would
This
use
is what I
like
have to do. I just have to do
a
it.
pincher, just
No.
keep the distance.
I just
Spatula just starts scraping.
Back to front.
No, I did front to back. Okay, front to back.
Very good, very
There you
good,
go.
excellent.
Gooch the
So
spine.
I got to make sure
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
was
gooch
clean.
to spine.
Yeah.
Yeah, gooch the spine.
Yep.
We're on agreement.
I
Gooch
watched
to
that.
spine.
Gooch to spine.
Anything? Like, why would you want it on your balls?
I've seen people wipe. Yeah.
At the
from
front, that baffles me.
Back to front. I don't understand. Like,
It
well,
makes
women, we
it-
can't do that. That's
dangerous. That's UTI,
That's like
right?
UTI. That's bacteria. You
ew.
don't want bacteria up in there.
You don't. I don't want bacteria.
I'm in the middle of teaching my daughter how to wipe, and I'm like, nope, can't go back to
It's
front.
pretty important stuff. You know, you'd think.
It is.
Kids
It's not
would
things
just
you think
figure it
about
out.
until you have kids again, and you're like, oh, I gotta.
I
teach
gotta
It
her
always
to
teach
wipe.
confused me as a youngin' why girls got to wipe when they peed and guys didn't. So I used to wipe my little dickhead.
Yeah.
Hey, that's all I'm
Hey.
saying.
My daughter.
just a little, ooh, dry you off, we're good to go.
Because you felt inferior.
Yeah, a little dab. Sometimes I use cotton balls.
Did you,
extra soft.
did you have a little lobster bib around him?
Actually,
You done well. Cup.
And burp him?
I do.
Tap the mics. Very good.
I do have a drunk pee story, but we don't have to go.
Please. You're amongst friends.
Well, you know.
And everybody else. Hello, Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan,
This is
hey.
the perfect time to shout out.
Anybody
Yeah,
wanna-
Danielle
before
drunk
just-
pee stories.
Anybody you want to shout out, like before you tell this story, let them know that you're thinking of them.
No, because there wasn't. I mean, I think my girlfriend. I think it was a girls' night, and it
Let
was
her
a
know.
girls' night. It
Caitlin,
was obviously a
you
girls'
think
night. Why would
Caitlin
I
will
do this
listen
in
to
front
this?
of guys in high school? But
Danny might.
Danny,
they know the story.
the apex predator.
One time.
If you had to wipe that thing, it'd be a lot of toilet paper.
You're wondering a crisis.
You know, Costco roll. That
Your
motherfucker.
foot long.
How quickly this got to
Yeah.
podcast
Detour.
went right to.
I love how you have this
Some Danny
plan
Wang.
that we are nowhere near. Where on here is Danny's cock?
Oh, fuck. Oh, not there.
Chapter 37.
So well, I mean, you got to work your way up to it, clearly. So, anyways, pee-pee story?
Yeah, it was. So I was a gymnast. For those of you that don't know, that watch this show. So anyway, so I'm like, oh hey,
Oh,
if
you
I
think
hold
people
it.
watch this show?
Some people I don't know
Thanks,
might
Danny.
watch it. Some people,
Who
yeah.
knows?
So I was like, oh, I can hold a handstand forever, and like, how sick would that be if I was holding a handstand? I just
And you
peed
pissed? Yes, I think that'd be pretty badass.
I was right.
Did you do it?
Right? I was like, that'd be
But you peed
badass.
upside down.
So I was like, let's do this. So I'm like,
Wait, so when did you attempt
Wait.
this? What age were you?
definitely 17.
Oh, yes! Yes!
All right.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm freaking out the real Danielle. So, 17 years old, I got my girlfriends there. They're like, oh my god.
You did this in front of people.
Were you that friend? Like, Daniel's gonna do some crazy shit for our.
I once dressed up like a condom and went into someone's house.
It's not dangerous.
Jesus.
Safe.
I once dressed up like, that was.
All right.
Yeah, I was
another
probably
story.
that friend.
I want to hear about the
I was
super
probably that
soaker.
friend. So anyway. So I tried to do it. Well, I can't remember. There was 2 times.
Gravity, right?
I think it was the same night. I think I tried it in a handstand, and then I was like, okay. I wanted to do it on the front lawn. That was like
Naturally.
my idea. And I was like,
Can't waste water.
Did you?
yeah, we were swimming. Like I was.
What
like,
was
yeah.
the situation
was-
like? You approached your friends. Hey guys, I
if
want to
I
show
was
you
like-
something. Like I think I can
Wanna see a
pee.
trick?
Yeah.
You don't want to see a trick?
Essentially, I was like, yeah, like I've never tried this.
Were they
but I feel like
receptive
this
to
would be
it?
sick.
Were they
And they were
receptive
like,
to
oh
it?
my god, Danielle, you're ridiculous, but f***ing try it. So I was like,
They encouraged it.
yeah,
Okay.
like,
Okay.
let's try it.
Yeah.
And probably I
Who was
encouraging
here?
myself
Who was
'cause
there?
wanted
I need
do
to
it.
know.
Just to see.
Was my sister
I'm
there?
not
She
name
never shared
dropping.
this?
I'm not name dropping.
I was gonna
No,
say
I don't
who
think she was there.
specifically.
So so
Sick
instead,
and
I
twisted,
think
these women.
yeah. So then we were like, oh, let's try to do it. So you aim and try to get it in the toilet, like in the bathroom, like do a handstand. So it was just, guys, it failed miserably.
What happened?
It just went all the
Oh no! Did you piss in your own mouth?
No, I didn't piss in my own mouth.
Were you like like?
But you guys, it was so bad. I was trying so hard. I was trying.
Won't stop.
When did you
I was trying so hard to shoot it out as hard as I could to get it in there, and it just like, and then I started laughing. And if girls know, when you start laughing, like your pee streak.
Was it just like
your pee streak just like goes like if you start laughing.
I would imagine like doing the handstand, your core
all down
muscles might
it was
contribute.
awful. It was a fail. So anyone out there that wants to try this, just save yourself.
Were you
don't.
thinking like if you
Just
pushed hard enough?
Yeah,
it would
like
come
I would just have a
spewing out?
stream. It would just be it would be dope because we would just like the pee would just go straight out. It would go. Gravity was not working in that way.
Or it was actually working exactly
Failure.
how it does.
Wow.
Yeah, I realized right
talk
there.
about Murphy's
I realized
Law.
right there. I was not a fan. I was not a fan of my own golden showers. If anything, I realized
Let's
right
specify.
there.
You just said you're not a fan of your own golden showers. So we're not
Golden
opposed
showers.
to other
Cap does
golden
have a
showers.
bullet.
No, of
Golden
any
eye,
shower.
golden showers.
Excellent connection, my lord.
No, I get enough piss from my freaking children.
So you probably deal with pee pee, puke, and
I
poo-poo.
deal with pee pee.
The 3 P's.
Yeah, pee pee, poo poo, and puke all day long. Yeah, it doesn't faze me anymore.
Man, like you've seen some.
I've seen some shit. Yeah,
Are your children like producing like copious amounts of like fecal matter
Actually,
and just
my
like?
son struggles. He does. He's on. He
Is
has bad
You
constipation.
think he'd be like a machine?
But when he let me tell you,
Oh boy.
Are you proud of him?
fucking ball.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
baseballs come out.
Little tear sheds.
He does.
My boy.
Hi.
That's my boy. My word.
But yeah,
These stories. I'm loving it.
lots of them. Yeah. I was kind of like that girlfriend that kind of teetered on the edge of like definite guy humor. Guy humor. Like I think farts and toilet
So
shit.
I
funny.
may recall a
So-
story. It was like it might have been out at your house one time.
Okay.
Amy, Megan there. Like, it was like one of your parties.
Yeah.
And I think Amy or Megan. Like you sat down. And you're just making yourself comfortable. And they're like, Danielle, your legs. You're like, oh. You're like you cry. You're just sprawled out, just hanging it, like just letting it all hang
Funny.
out. It's just
I do man spread.
It's.
I've always
comfy,
man
right?
spread. It's terrible.
Man spreading.
And my
Danielle
dad
has a funny
always-
story about that with Danny.
Really.
Don't say it. Don't share that.
Not that one. That'll be off the microphone. Oh, very
Not
good.
bad.
No, but we're not sharing. No, don't share that. I teeter on that like hybrid area.
The high school days, like you guys recall vividly. If we want to, what a segue into high school sports, like all former WHS athletes.
Yeah.
2009 best all-around athletes at the same table, dude. That plaque means everything to me.
Sandwich
Right
from
there.
that?
What's up? Fuck yeah,
In a
dude.
grade with Kyle Tobler.
Yeah, the great Kyle Tobler. He didn't swim. Played
Oh,
basketball.
I'm sure he could swim.
Maybe a little bit.
Not like you. not a fish.
I was okay at, like, I guess.
Oh, that's
the
right.
spread.
For at the end of the year banquet.
Yeah.
Because then there's the yearbook one. That was with Jesse Hellinger, though.
Oh yeah, Jesse
fucking
Hellinger's in that
savage.
class.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jesse
but I
Hellinger.
guess
savages.
I guess there were some stud athletes like Ray McIntyre. You got some fucking Dylan Miles was unbeatable at breaststroke. Let me tell you that. That guy.
Dylan
Can you
Miles.
breaststroke
Fuck.
the rest of them?
Dylan
He's
Miles. Shout out to Dylan
unbelievable.
Miles.
Pickle
I fucking
Miles?
love Dylan
Pickle
Miles.
could float. The pickle could float. It was like it was. I was like, what the is going on? Like,
He's a gazelle in the water.
He is like giant brow whip my ass like in butterfly and like
I'm
that.
actually
Year-round swimmers.
The sport that I am the worst at is swimming.
Swim yeah, dude.
I do
Is
not
swimming
operate
really a
Literally
sport,
sink or
though?
swim. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I'm
It
just telling you
is.
paddling my way.
It is. Trust
No.
me.
Floating's a
savage.
sport.
Floating sport, swimming's
Swimming's
f***ing miserable. But would you guys say, man, what do you miss most about high school? Another high school WHS athlete over here.
Come on.
What's going on, Keith? Come on. A highlight you got. What do you miss most about high school sports? Besides them in general.
Everything.
Jeff Ingles.
Honestly, everything.
Jingles.
I miss
I
it.
loved
Those
Jeff.
bus rides are so f***ing fun.
Bus
Just
rides are
outrageous. Just outrageous.
I have a fun. I
Benny
have a
Gertz
great.
fucking motivational pep talks.
Man.
That shit will give you the chills.
Oh, God.
Mommy, I shit my pants.
Like, I don't need a story today.
Training for a bit. What if...
And with the I love it.
Yeah, I got
It's
me.
right against travel.
And like, so anyways, pee-pee story?